Hey folks, today is June 5th, 7:31 p.m. My name is James, and let's take a look and see what we had today. So the S&P continues to bounce. I'm a little bit worried because we did dip and then push higher. That shows some selling coming in, and so we could be due for a rest right away based on the presence of that selling. And this is more like a high-level hammer, or I don't remember the name of it when it's at the top of a move. When you get a hammer at the top of the move, I can't remember the name, but it still looks like a hammer. It's really showing though that selling showed up, and then buying was able to push it back. But yeah, because the selling appeared, that's a sign that we might need a rest. For the NASDAQ, same kind of thing. It was actually really rough at the beginning of the day where there's a deep dive, and then it started to come back. But same kind of thing where we see selling appearing as the market is trying to get higher. Probably going to get a rest. We might actually end up consolidating for a longer period in here. But just like the last period we had, the market was either going down, well, basically was moving down through all of this, but we still had a lot of stocks just kind of going sideways, which was MDB and Shopify and ROKU and things like that. So there's still some underlying strength in certain stocks, even as the market was going down. Now, we had a couple of up days, and those stocks have blasted out of their patterns. So if we consolidate, it just means probably that those ones will go into a rest period as well. So the Russell, take a quick look at this one too. Powerful day yesterday, same kind of day today, but the one thing that I see significant here is there is support right there. When we pulled back today, we bounced off of that. We touched it, rebounded back up, buying came back in, which is good. We're back over support. We tested it today, we bounced off of it. That's good. But again, seeing selling appear on what could have been a second up day or a follow-through day likely means a rest is coming, or just some sideways action will show up here. So, Jinko Solar, I'm in this one. Spinning top, that's completely fine. My stop is still down here, close to my buy point. Shopify, now I gotta explain the way this chart looks now. Fantastic day. Yesterday I had a line across here, and I mentioned the buy point would be as it crosses that. It gapped over that, and for me personally, I'm trying to stick to one stock, but I did buy Shopify today, so I'm actually in two now. I didn't buy it there because I didn't really like the gap. It gapped up pretty far as I could tell, and I didn't want to just jump in without me seeing some material volume come in, something that would tell me this is going to go higher. So I waited. Then I took all my lines off and redrew the whole pattern basically. And then I decided when it clears the absolute high, that's when I'd buy it, and that is where I bought it. So I bought it as it crossed here, and then it moved up from there. I don't know how much, 86 to 92. I can't do math very well, sorry. But it went up. So that's where I bought it. I bought it here. And somebody else may have jumped in at the gap. If you did, great. You got a bigger move. But yeah, Shopify still is really good. And the other thing I want to point out is now with this pattern that I've drawn, this is only the third base. Now, I'm not saying that this thing is going to continue to blast higher, even though it is. Anything could slow it down at this point. It's really, really, really up there. This is the first base, this is the second base, and this is the third base. Anything in here isn't really a base because it's just not long enough, but this would be the third base. I went over it before and I said this was about the fourth or fifth base. It's not the case based on what I've redrawn here and what I saw. So this is about the third base. So you get to the fourth or fifth, then you're starting to look at a possible turnaround. It looks really strong, it doesn't want to stop. We're at the third base. It could just keep going higher. It looks really, really good. MDB looked great today. Across of that line was a buy. I didn't have this in the video yesterday, but I did go over it on StockTwits. Across of that line would be a buy. Ran up for about $10. I always say get out before earnings. Would have been a $10 move on one day. Earnings came out today. It's now down about $8. We'll have to wait and see. It might open and just rebound because it beat on all the earnings. I don't know whether the guidance was positive or not, but the earnings seem pretty good to me based on previous year. So we'll see what it does tomorrow. Trade desk, more power, just a monster, keeps climbing. I said yesterday expect a rest. Still expect a rest because now we're up at the high. Couldn't clear it. Probably going to go into a rest period. ROKU, more power, broke out of the pennant, took off, nice big gap up. Those are hard, but if you were in from down here when I had that line, you're really sitting well, really sitting pretty. Because you would be in here, my stop would be there at break even. It never touched it, went sideways, gapped up, boom, huge move. So now this would be a breakout. My stop would probably be about right there now. And then you give it time to consolidate again, go sideways, continue to move up, whatever it does. If it turns around on you, even that, you have a decent gain. If it continues to climb higher, let it run. Eventually we'd look at just selling to take it out. But I mean, where you are right now and it closing up near the highs on really good volume, you're in fantastic shape. KMX backed off. That kind of was expected with the day beforehand. It's still above the breakout point though. WWD, ooh, that was pretty good. Popped up. So that's still going to be a buy point at 114.55. Starting to climb back up. Yeah, that could be good. EPAM still within the pattern. You'll see the breakout is right around 173.50 on that. That looks good. AYR got sent right back into the pattern. That doesn't look so good. I would probably just readjust this line back to here since it couldn't clear it. And then the buy point would be break of that line right around 20.50. EHTH was up really nice. That's really nice looking. Look at that. Broke out here. Probably didn't touch a stop there. Up it goes. That's really nice. YNDX still within its pattern. CHGG still within its pattern. Right around 38 would be a breakout there. CRM. So here's the one I said yesterday where I had this really nice consolidation. These 2 days essentially cancel each other out, so you could ignore them. Earnings came out and it did push over that line. So right there would have been a buy point. I think it dipped back down and then finally rallied up over the line. I would have waited for the second move up, give it a chance to pull back, and then let it go up and buy it when it came back over the line. So that was right at 156.19. You'd have about $2 gain or so, a little bit more maybe. So that looks pretty good. This one I think I re-added in because there's a clear line right there. I can't really see a decent looking bottom, but there is clear resistance right there. And that's almost out of it. So 264, between 263.50, 264, something like that. Let it, make sure it's going over that line on nice volume. Good price action. This guy added back in. This is like a bank. 85.58. That pattern looks pretty good. And then there's this guy, and now it's inside of a nice triangle, ZS again, and that's currently 73.82, but around tomorrow's probably gonna be right around 73. Would be a break of that one. But yeah, really good day in some of these stocks. Poor MDB though, got sold off on the earnings. We'll have to see. Sometimes these stocks get sold off on the earnings and then they start rebounding right after. So we'll see what that one does. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you next time.